Hello, hello, hello. You guys hear me okay? All right, everybody. How are we doing? We doing all right? 5:30. No, I'm not that late. What time is it right now? Oh, my contacts are still settling. I can't even see what time it is. Give me 1 second here. Give me 1 second. Man, I can't see a thing. What is going on right now? All right. I'm not like late. Linskov, thanks for your parking to remember for 9 months. I predict we'll get to see the Elders attack and damage the Giants next chapter. Also, when will the Great Parking podcast come out? I always look forward to it. It's my favorite time of the month. I'm going to be recording that tomorrow. First of all, thanks for shouting out the Parking podcast. For those of you who don't know, it's where I cover basically all of the questions that all parking members submit on YouTube parking members or Patreon parking members. I just cover all of that in an hour and a half long podcast. And yeah, for a lot of people, it's, in their opinion, the best type of content that I put out. So if you're interested in catching this one, then sign up. You get access to this one, obviously, and all previous parking podcasts, and all of the weekly podcasts that I do for Yonko members and up. This one is going to be coming out hopefully tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow, depends. I think today I should get a window recorded. Worst case, tomorrow morning I record it. So comes out either tomorrow, at the absolute latest, Wednesday. But all submissions for this one are if you joined today. If you joined today and submitted today, you would still get in on the Parking podcast. As long as you join today, submit by tonight, I'll be recording. Most likely, I'd say tomorrow morning is when I'll record. As for that prediction, you know what? Let me get this shit up. Let's get the predictions rolling from the beginning. For those of you who don't know, who weren't around for last prediction stream, we got some rules to explain to you all as to how this is basically going to work. But the gist of it is that, how to explain this? The gist of it is, this is kind of a competition stream, right? So we're going to be noting down everybody's submissions. So we're going to be noting down everything that people suggest as to, what's going to happen next chapter. We're going to write everything down. Not literally everybody's, I think, because if I wrote down literally everybody's, it would just be a fucking 1,000 messages or something like that. But I'm going to write down a lot of people's predictions. We're going to record those down. And then basically, once chapter 1117 comes out, we're going to see who got it correct. Whoever got it correct, you get added to the leaderboard. I think the winner last time was Jing Freaks. I think I promised winner gets mod. So if Jing Freaks shows themselves this chat, I'll make the mod. I'm still playing around with the reward idea, but that's the gist of it. So we're going to be jotting everything down. And I have a better setup now. We're going to be using Whimsical. Whimsical is the answer. It's better than Microsoft Paint. So the stream is undergoing some upgrades pretty much. So here, let me share. Right now, you guys are probably confused about my setup. This is what it looks like when I'm streaming from back home. How's the audio? We're going to change the audio's okay? Audio's good enough. Jesus Christ, my contacts are not settling. Everything's like a little bit hazy in terms of being able to read right now. Okay, let me add this shit. If this keeps going, I might have to swap to glasses. Don't know what's going on right now. Okay. I'm gonna make myself tiny. I think this should be good enough. Make myself small. Move me to the corner. And yeah, I think we're good. Alright. Time for... No, don't look at that. Alright. Here we go. Yeah. Okay, we're good. Let's see here. Okay, and I kind of want to pop out the chat box just so I'll be able to see things. Let me answer questions at the same time. Fuck, is there a better way to do this? Because I gotta be able to see chat at the same time, and I don't have my dual screen right now. Here. Let me do this. No, I don't have my phone on me either. What's the best way to do this? I think I'm just gonna have to pop out chat and be responding at the same time. I think popped out chat is the easiest. Do this. Put this here. I'm gonna make this smaller. Hold on, let me unshare for a second. Ignore that stuff. Okay. I think it's easiest if I go like this, taking up this space. You guys will understand what I'm doing in a second. Okay. Yeah, this'll do. This'll do just fine. Alright. Alright. Alright, here we go. Okay, so this is Whimsical. Whimsical is better than what we used to do before. And let me just catch the previous supers that I'm missing right here. 17 minutes late, what's with the background? I'm right now back in Maryland. This is my parents' basement, so I'm streaming from my parents' basement. I'll be back in town this Wednesday, so pretty soon. Back in where I usually stream from. That's also why last stream was outside. That was at my editor's backyard. Reda Spinny, thanks a lot. Hi, Morj. I do think Shanks will try to stop the war again. I think he will try to stop Luffy to go against Morj and test him for his safety. You think he will try to stop Luffy from going against Morj and test him for his safety? No, I don't think he'll try and stop. I don't think he'll stop the war here again. I think that would be a little bit. I don't know if Shanks can just do that. I don't know if Shanks can just stop the 5 Gorosei just like that. Maybe, but I don't know. I mean, technically, he did something very similar at Marineford. At least he's a big enough problem that people don't want to deal with him. But I think more so the testing will happen at Elbaf. So to kick things off with, let me get Linskov's stuff down. And this is new for me too, so bear with me as I'm learning how to use Whimsical. Sheriff Laffy, thanks a lot. Hey Morj, probably an outside shot, but you should do a Chainsaw Man stream about part 2 the next time Break Week comes up. I might. I don't know. I mean, Chainsaw Man part 2, like, I love Chainsaw Man. I've been thinking that, if we have weeks where there's, like another long-ass break by Oda, like, another 2-3 week break, like, single week break, and maybe, if we have more, like, 2-3 week long breaks, then I will cover other manga. McGlotton, thanks a lot. You should put that spooky OST back on. What spooky OST? Oh, like from the last video? I don't know what the spooky OST was, because my editor picks that stuff, but, maybe for a future stream. JWP, always good to see you. More doing a prediction stream, then making a prediction that he'll be on time, and then getting it wrong, LMFAO. Hey, I'll just say this. Okay. It is hard, like, ignoring the me being slightly late part, it is hard to get predictions right for the next chapter. Because, like, just look at what happened last time we did this prediction stream. The last time we did this prediction stream, it was, like, 20-ish predictions or something like that I put on the board. The other ones weren't even good enough to be put up on the board. We did 20-ish predictions up on the board, and you know how many people got their prediction right? 1. And that's not even counting, like, the dozens and dozens and dozens of incorrect predictions that were just, like, clearly wrong that didn't even make it to the board. So it's hard. It is hard to predict things correctly. I'm just catching up here. I know Linskov's the first person whose comments got to go up. Oh, dude, Akash Panda, thank you so much for putting that, for referencing Linskov's again, because otherwise I'd have to, like, open shit up and find it. So Linskov's was, thanks, first of all, seriously, thanks, Akash Panda. And Linskov's, thank you for being a member for 9 months. I predict we'll get to see the Elders attack and damage the Giant next chapter. Also, when will the Great Pirate King podcast... No, we covered the Great Pirate King podcast part. But Elders will attack. Putting that down first. Okay. First, we gotta have some titles and shit, right? Chapter 1117 predictions. Let's see. I know I can do pretty much all the same things I can do in Paint here. I just don't know how to do them yet. I don't know how to change colors and shit. Text. Icon. This is too I don't think I was meant to have, like, this much control over things. How do I change colors? Colors. There we go. Okay, yeah, colors. There we go. Yeah, holy shit. This is so good. And I could probably move this around. Can I move it around? Can I please move this around? I can move it around! Guys, this is a game changer. Are you guys seeing what I'm seeing? Who's watched me struggle and fumble with Microsoft Paint over the years? Huh? Who's watched me do that? This is... It's all like everything's changing right now. This is a life change. This is the quality of streams is going to be so different from here on out. All right. How do I add another text thing? Okay, here we go. Here's another text thing. Okay, so Gorosei, fuck. Okay, Gorosei will attack Giant. Gorosei will attack Giant. What's the rest of that? Oh, wait, let me catch Marcel Beans first. Nice prison. Hey, Prison Mike. I mean, Prison Morj. How are the Dementors there? Yeah. This place looks like prison. I got it. Heard you kidnapped the president's son. That's crazy. Also, prediction. Reveal of Imu to the world and end of Vegapunk speech. Prediction of Imu to the world and end of Vegapunk speech. Okay, so we got another one from Marcel Beans. Okay. Attack Giant. So that's Linskov. And then Marcel Beans has... Oops. Do this first. Prediction of Imu to the world. Prediction of... No. Sorry. Let me get my shit together. Reveal of Imu to the outside world. That's Marcel Beans. We gotta make this shit smaller. And more colorful. We're going to go with red. Red is the color. Also, how do I make this decrease? I think that's a good size. Then color, we want red. Then I guess can I move this shit? Move it. Yeah. This is, it's so easy. You can just shift, it's so easy. This is insane. The fact that you can just shift shit around just like that, I don't know. This technology, I just wish I'd known about it earlier. Okay, everything would have been different. Mr. MMF2, thanks a lot. Yo, Morjussi, I predict we'll see a new Rogers Pirate member next chapter. Also, I love how Dofi's best panels is him looking up, pointing, or laughing. Doflamingo historically has been the most fun, the most fun, like, in-story narrator of events. You know what? Like, he's like the in-story hype man of One Piece. If you go back just to chapter 303, when he's hyping up, like, the new era and everything like that. Obviously, right, like, in Saboti Archipelago, he's hyping up the Shichibukai versus the Whitebeard Pirates. Then you get to Marineford, and he's hyping up the consequences of the war. Doflamingo's just that dude. He's the hype man. He was in the past. Funnily enough, I feel like Doflamingo's role, the moment that it sort of changed and how we viewed him shifted, was when it came down to his own storyline of Punk Hazard through Dressrosa. Because Punk Hazard and Dressrosa, it stopped being like fun and games for him. So he wasn't hyping up like up till that point, he was like, I don't give a fuck. Here's some cool shit that's gonna happen. But then once we hit Punk Hazard and Dressrosa, he just turned into this like really stressed out, like fuck. Like, his veins are popping all the time. He's worried about shit. Like, he stopped being this cool ass hype man, at least to me. And then now that he's back in prison, so now like he doesn't have anything to lose. Now he's back to being the hype man, right? Like chapter 801, his big speech about the throne wars, or recently him hyping up Impel Down, or like the treasure in Morj, things like that. So that's just Doflamingo's deal. Next Rogers Pirate, the new Rogers Pirate revealed next chapter. I assume you mean in the modern day, so I'm going to clarify that. I think that is an interesting prediction. So let's say, fuck, I gotta do text. Okay, text. Reveal of new Rogers Pirate in modern day. That's from Mr. MMF2. And guys, please do me a solid on this one. I can't see the stream likes at this moment in time just because I don't have my full ass, double monitor setup and everything like that. I would appreciate if you guys could like the stream. I don't know what the stream likes are at, but just you guys know the drill. If we're close to 100, please get it to 100. If we're past 100, please get it to 200. It's just, the way things are. You guys know. Let me catch these members real quick. Oh, number one smoker fan. Thanks for joining the Supernova. I appreciate it. Thanks for joining as a member. Also, I'm the number one smoker fan, but I will, I'll acknowledge you. For today, you can be the number one smoker fan. I acknowledge you in that role for the moment. If you want to get access to the Pirate King podcast, you can join one of the higher tiers, the Pirate King tier. But I fully appreciate the any sort of support as you're doing it right now. So thank you very, very much. Hold on. Okay, let me run through these. a little bit faster. Okay. Snap, thanks for being a Yonko tier member for 20 months. Hi, Morj, still traveling around Japan. Right now, I am in super countryside in Niigata. Is that right? Yeah, Niigata. Can really recommend. I wish you a great day. The thing is, I have a lot of friends who are traveling to Japan. I have a whole group of friends who are going to be traveling to Japan this next fall, this fall actually. I don't think I'm going to be able to go on the trip with them unless I'm very lucky, just because it's hard to do this sort of content, like YouTube work and everything like that, when you're traveling abroad for 2-3 weeks at least. And if I go to Japan, I'd want it to be at least 2-3 weeks, But I guess I can live vicariously through hearing about your travels. So if I ever have the break time to be able to go to Japan, then that would be cool. Maybe I'll check out some of the places you're recommending. Blue, thanks for being a Pirate King tier member for 20 months. I hope you got your submission in for the Pirate King podcast. I hope you're looking forward to that. Free Chandra. I know what you're getting at with that. I agree. I concur. Most people, I'm sure, understand. Muglatan, thank you very much. What do you think about the people who say we won't meet Shanks at Elbaf because he was last seen saying he was heading off? I think they're dumb, BTW. I don't think people are dumb for saying that just because, One Piece is hard to predict. I mean, for a long time, a lot of people had told you, hey, the next arc is going to be Fishman Island, because they kept saying that in Sabaody, and then what do you know? We get a, 100-chapter detour to some other shit, right? So I just think that if we're not getting Shanks and Elbaf, when are we getting him? I think that the reason that Oda's setting things up, to have Shanks not, Shanks is heading out, right? That's what was stated. I don't think that means that we're not getting Shanks soon. I personally think that just means that, Shanks won't be at the island when the Straw Hats show up at the island, right? So, I think that there's, how do I say this? I imagine that Elbaf will be one of those islands where it's important for us to learn a little bit about the citizens of the island, same as any storyline, right? You go to Zou, there's storylines involving the citizens of Zou, right? Characters we need to meet there. Wano, same thing. Dressrosa, same thing. Stuff like that, right? Therefore, you kind of want to keep some of the other characters that are more hype that would overshadow, let's be honest, if we get to Elbaf and Oda's interested in writing about, Loki, the Prince of the Giants, or some giant villagers or something like that, they're going to be fucking overshadowed by Shanks and the red-haired pirates. Readers are going to want to see Shanks and the red-haired pirates first and foremost. So it's better to remove them from the story temporarily and then have them return when it's time for the action to really take off. That's my guess as to why Because, like, why set up Shanks and Elbaf with the Giants and everything? Literally show he's friends with Dorian Broggie. Dorian Broggie are escorting Luffy to Elbaf and everything like that. Why set up this whole thing with Shanks and Elbaf if it's just not going to be relevant for Shanks whatsoever? And he's just going to be off at some other island. I don't know what the purpose would be for that. So I imagine it's more so just to establish the hype of Shanks is going to be there. Elbaf is going to be a Shanks-focused arc. Don't have him just right off the bat at the beginning. Allow the story to grow. Like, Straw Hats get there. We get some time to meet, make acquaintances, etc. Set up the foundation of the story. Then bring the Shanks stuff to start really getting the ball rolling, right? Have Shanks and his crew return. That's just my thought on that. I don't know what's going on with my context right now. I actually cannot read. What's good, Morj Freeman? I may be in the minority here, but I do not care about Imu or Akainu as final villain. I need to see my guy, Blackbeard, as the final antagonist. It's been teased so long. I think no matter what, I do believe that Blackbeard will be the best and most memorable antagonist in One Piece. But I'm okay with Imu replacing him as the final villain, if that's just what it comes to, if that's just what Oda feels is more climactic for the story. I don't know. I feel like Luffy freeing the world by defeating the evil god, it just makes the most sense in the direction the story's going. And I used to really be a Blackbeard will be the final villain type person. It's just, as we've gone further and further, it really feels like it's going to be the world government and the Celestial Dragons. That's just what I'm feeling so far. What is this? Jose Cardenas, thanks for the 5. Tell me why Cricket spent 10 years searching the bottom of the seafloor looking for only for the only city that didn't sink. That's actually really fucking funny. Poor Cricket, man. Poor guy. He got a happy ending. The Final Storm, thanks for the 5. How do you feel about Kimetsu no Yaiba adapting 1 to 2 pages per episode? What? Is that what they're doing? I haven't been watching the anime just yet. I'm going to catch up on that soon. But I always thought that Demon Slayer had, like, good pacing, at least compared to One Piece. I know you usually hate that, but sometimes they try to flesh out moments, characters, etc. So I guess I don't know, because I really don't read the manga. The one time I tried reading the manga, I thought it was ass. So if they're doing it to flesh out, like if they're adding good content, and that's what I've been experiencing so far, like I've always felt like the Kimetsu no Yaiba anime, like I have seen that it has extended, like I did read a 1-to-1, I read some of the Entertainment District fight, and then I compared it to the anime, and I was like, yeah, the pace is slower, but they're adding a lot more to dimensions to what's going on, right? A lot more weight to the scenes. It's not like One Piece where it's like Luffy standing and a pacifista approaching and then cutting back and forth between the shots of that for like 5 minutes, right? That's not the same thing. But I don't know what's going on with the new season because I haven't really started watching that just yet, so I can't speak on the new season. This is crazy. I'm actually having a lot of difficulty just reading right now. I don't want to pause to have to go get glasses, but I might have to. Keenan, thanks for the 5. Oda set up Frankie building another Pluton in Water 7. What do you think will get their... Who do you think will get their hands on the original? Anyone other than the Blackbeard Pirates have a chance? So somebody last stream suggested that Akainu might. Somebody last stream suggested that Akainu might be the person to do it, and I definitely think that is a strong possibility. Akainu and the Marines. By the way, for those of you tuning in, you can submit predictions. We're going to be noting down different readers' predictions or different viewers' predictions for the next chapter. Whoever gets closest to the correct or whoever gets the most correct prediction, and they have to be outside the box predictions. They can't be generic things like we see Zoro next chapter or something. That's not a bold prediction, you know? I think everything so far that I've put has been relatively bold. So it has to be, not bold, but it's like, it has to be, I think Gorosei will attack the Giants. That's like the gray area. Will attack the ancient robot. I think that's the gray area as to make it, like, let's say that's the absolute minimum of making it to the board. You need to be a little bit more, let's try and do a little bit more bold than that going forward. But I'll keep it on the board because it was the first one, but a little bit more bold than that. Anyway, who will get their hands on the original? I do think Akainu is a possibility. I think Akainu or Blackbeard are the 2 possibilities, in my opinion. I didn't even think about Akainu until it was suggested by someone last stream. Also, if you get your prediction correct, then the person who's most correct will be shouted out in the next chapter review, and we'll have a running list of all the winners each week. And I may give the winner mod. I still have to think about that. If Jing Freaks shows up and Jing Freaks is not a mod already, I will probably make Jing Freaks a mod for being the first winner from last time. JWP, thanks for the 5. I think Vegapunk's going to be on the verge of revealing something huge, and the Gorosei are going to destroy the Dendenmushi at the end of the chapter. I like that. I like that a lot, because it's reminiscent of Clover and what happened with Clover. So I'm putting that down. Can I copy this so it goes with the same settings? Yeah. Beach ended prematurely by Gorosei. Thanks, JWP. Let's see how that goes. I just love the fact that I can move this shit around now. That's amazing. Sal, thanks for your third super ever. Vegapunk's message cuts off when about to reveal D. Ugh. The thing is that JWP already put that down. JWP already put that down. Yours is a bit different. Okay, here's how we're going to do this. I'll put yours down too, because yours is more specific, but you put it after JWP. So I'm going to put yours down, but the way we're going to do it is basically, if Vegapunk's speech is ended prematurely, then JWP gets it correct, not you. But if Vegapunk's speech is ended prematurely, specifically before he's about to reveal the D, then it'll go to you, Sal. You see what I'm saying? Before revealing D. That's Sal. I think that's the fairest way I can think of. Evil Friend, thanks for the 5. Hello, Drum. Forgot what Bonnie's doing right now, but if she's dealing with a Gorosei, I predict that Kizaru helps her get away. She's dealing with the Gorosei. I predict that Kizaru helps her get away. Oh, that could be really interesting. Kizaru cutting in to help Bonnie? That would be insane. That'd be insane. I still believe that Kizaru is going to have a turn. Do you think that that's what's happening? I guess that's a bold prediction. I wonder if that'll, like, Kizaru helping Bonnie. I'll say that. That is definitely a bold prediction. I'm just like, next chapter? I don't know. Kizaru helps Bonnie. Evil Friend. And thank you for the 5. Malik, thanks for the 10. What's good, Morj? My prediction is that the Gorosei will use a named combo attack to take out the Iron Giant and cut the broadcast short. Also, Mavs in 6. NBA, I'm going to have to talk about that later. But my heart says Mavs, my head says Celtics. That's where I'm at right now. I would love for the Mavs to win. Okay, so don't do predictions that are already up. I think you can't. You're getting more specific. I'll say this. I'll say this. Okay? If you do predictions that have already been done, then I can't really give you the credit for it, right? If a named combo attack, then credit is Malik. But don't do things that have already been done, and just adding more context. So let's set that as the rule from here on. It has to be new. It has to be new. All right. So if you from here on out, if you do something that's already been done, but you're just adding another spin to it, I can't, because then it just gets into too many variations of variations. So think of something specifically new if you're trying to submit it for the predictions, because otherwise it's just going to be very difficult for me to really keep track of. Because then you can kind of be like, just say something that somebody else has already said, but just get a bit more specific of it. Like, reveal if new Rogers pirate in modern day, and then you're like, and specifically I think it's going to be Scopper Gaban. And then from there, like, it can be like somebody else says it's going to be Scopper Gabon and we're going to get a shot of Scopper Gabon drinking or something. It just, you get down this rabbit hole of just too many variations of the same thing. So from here on out, has to be new. Also, please like the stream. I can't see right now what the stream likes are at, so just please, Good Samaritan, like the stream if you can see it. If we're at 100 likes, great. Then let's try and get to 200 likes, but I'm not sure 100% where we're at, but thank you. If we're not at 100 likes, please at least get it to 100 likes. And then from there, let's work to 200 likes. Thank you. Let me catch this. Sampat Sakesh Revolpati, thanks a lot for being a Yonko tier member for 18 months. Yo, been a long time, but need to drop off as it's late night. Do you think we'll start seeing seeds of Marine's coup in the next couple chapters? I think we're going to start, even as of last chapter, we started seeing a lot of the Marines kind of starting to freak out with what Vegapunk's saying. So a coup in the next couple chapters, I don't know, but we're going to see a lot of ripple effects at the very least, and I think a lot of reactions. So maybe it'll be heading towards that direction. Yokai Gota, thanks for the first super from you ever. I feel like I've gotten supers from you before. I'm surprised that your name comes up so often. Maybe as a member or something like that? I don't know. I don't know why it's saying this is your first super ever. 2 predictions, thanks a lot. We see Shanks and Blackbeard's reaction to Vegapunk's speech, and we see a small Roger flashback. Put later on the list as it's bolder. Shanks and Blackbeard reaction to Vegapunk's speech, and we see a small Roger flashback. Here's what I'm going to say. I'm not going to include in this predictions list seeing X character's reaction. So let's say that's like a rule. Seeing X character's reaction is not going to be on the list, just because there's too many potential ways that because then I kind of just got a listing, okay, Shanks, okay, Dragon, okay, Blackbeard, okay, like, Aokiji, okay, like, it just becomes a boring sort of list of, like, yeah, for all these characters, we might see their reaction or not. It's totally plausible, but I would rather stay away from just listing out different characters' reactions. Yeah, let me do... Yeah, I'll do the small Roger flashback. That's interesting, though. Small Roger flashback. I think that works. That's a good one. I could definitely see that happening. So thank you. And that's from Yokai Gota. Oops. Okay. I'm actually going to hurt my eyes doing this. I don't know what I'm doing. I can't see anything. Straw Chaco, thanks for the 5. Happy Monday, Eugene. Okay, I've not heard that before. Jesus Christ. Shit. I think this happens... Oh, wait, that actually helped a bit. What did I just do? Sorry, guys. My contacts are not settling in. I think this happens next chapter, but the name of the Ancient Kingdom will reveal right before Gorosei stopped the broadcast. Vegapunk finishes what Ohara started. Okay, I like that. Ancient Kingdom reveal. I would really, really love that, because that's where Clover's broadcast ended. I would love to see us get the follow-up here. I love that. Ancient Kingdom name reveal. Word to you, man. Good to see you again. Thank you for the 10. Renewing my prediction from last week that the Iron Giant was a member of Joy Boy's crew. Technologically advanced utopias often have robots and humans living in harmony, and Ancient Kingdom has those vibes. Oh, that's an interesting point. I've always thought that the Iron Giant is maybe not literally a giant, but like someone's consciousness transposed into a giant or something like that. But yeah, maybe it's just straight up a robot. Iron Giant revealed as member of Joy Boy's crew. Word. Also, I got an interesting video of like that kind of pieces together a lot of what seems to be correct, like the truth of Joy Boy's story that's coming out tomorrow. So watch out for that. Like on that note. Number one smoker fan, thank you for upgrading your membership to Yonko tier. With this, you now get access to all the weekly podcasts that I have. So maybe you'll enjoy listening to those. And if you enjoy listening to those, then maybe you might want to check out the Pirate King podcast, which is the top tier. And that's an hour and a half long podcast that'll be coming out. I'd say safe bet is this Wednesday. But yeah, please enjoy the weekly podcast while you can as well. Hold on. Where are we at here? Give me 1 second. Gerard, unfortunately, we already got the Ancient Kingdom name reveal in there from Where to Your Man. Or not from Where to Your Man, from Strahd Shaco. So unfortunately, I can't put you. But it is a good guess, I would agree. Dick so small, I piss on my balls, thanks to the 5. I predict we'll see Fujitori's reaction to the message. You don't have to mod me. Read my theories as my reward. Okay. Unfortunately, I didn't get to you before I made the announcement that just having just listing certain characters' reactions, I'm not going to include because it would get too simple in terms of just, it just becomes we can just create a long list where we have every character's name who could potentially be doing a reaction. So I'm not going to add that to the list, but noted for next time for your future prediction, if/when you do it, that that would be your preferred reward. I'm probably not going to get into the habit of doing people getting their own specific rewards, so I'll probably try and figure out something that's a one-size-fits-all. At the moment, modding is the thing I can think of. Julian02, thanks for the 5. Luffy wears the giant like a suit and can stretch the armor with Gear 5th, kind of how Luffy's shadow being put inside ores again and hurt the Gorosei. That's a really interesting prediction. Also, thanks for that being your third prediction, your third comment ever. That's a really interesting prediction. I'm not going to say that I think that's going to happen, but it would be cool. If you're right on that, that's an amazing call. Oops, I don't know. Whatever. June 02 says Luffy wearing giant like a suit to stretch and fight. Kaye, thanks for the 5 predictions. More backstory / brief flashback for the Iron Giant. I'll give you brief flashback for the Iron Giant. More backstory is too boring to add. Needs to be a bit more bold than that. More lore is too boring to add. Flashback for Iron Giant. We don't have that already, right? No, we don't have that. And this is from Kai A. Aether, thanks a lot. Vegapunk's brain revealed to be the true main body. Oh, the true Stella? That's cool. I think that's interesting. Oops. Nah, whatever. Vegapunk's brain is true main body. Thank God I'm whimsical now. Because Microsoft Paint, I would be, with the way the setup is today, just for today, I'd be struggling. That was from Aether. And the fact that I feel like I'm half blind right now. Dick so small, another prediction. Thank you for the 5. The ancient robot is a decoy. Vegapunk put the actual transmitter on the moon. I don't know about that, man, but I mean, I'll put it down. Actual transmission is from the moon. That's a very bold one. That's very, very bold. It's a bold prediction. That's shooting for the moon, for sure. Akagami, thank you very much for your first super ever. Small flashback with Roger's crew discussing on why they won't reveal to the world what they learned on the Void Century. Okay, so again, Yokai Gota Yokai Gota had this technically as their prediction right up here. I can do another one of those like more specific, then it goes to Akagami. I can do that. If specifically explaining why no reveal, Akagami. So, but you won't get the credit if it doesn't have that. Well, I mean, that makes sense. So if it's both, then I'll give joint credit, but I'm really trying to avoid that. So try and look at some stuff that people have done before and do a prediction that's different from what people have already said. Not like a variation of something people have already said. I understand that's difficult because things will start getting taken up. But, you know. Zolden, thanks for being a Pirate King to remember for 9 months, man. Sawyer had a video talking about the weapon that destroyed Lucia is actually Pluton, and that the one in Wano was another one made from the blueprints to counter the one the world government has. Whoa, okay, that's an interesting idea. That is a very, very interesting. I've never heard that before. Is that your prediction? I don't know if that's actually the case. You want that to go down as your prediction? I doubt that would even be revealed next chapter, so maybe it's not the best to... maybe it doesn't even matter, but... I don't know if that's the case. I mean, so then Uranus is like a totally different weapon. The thing is that Pluton is explained to be an ancient battleship, right? It's a ship. That's very important to Pluton's lore. It's why Frankie being a shipwright and stuff, that plays a big part into his relationship with Pluton. So it doesn't seem to fit to me with a weapon that fires down from the sky, you know? That seems to be a totally different thing. So I'm hesitant to think that that's going to be the actual case, but it's an interesting little idea for sure. Also, let's get the likes to the next benchmark, whatever the next benchmark is. If it's past 100, let's get it to 200. Jonathan, thanks for the 2. I believe that Uranus will be revealed to us. Fully revealed to us? What does that mean? Like, visually? Like, fully revealed? What does that mean? Oh, I did it! I think I just fixed my eyes. Oh, fuck yeah, this is so much better. No, I unsettled them again. What am I doing? What's going on here? This is actually very frustrating. My contacts are mostly settled in, but they're for some reason just not like a little bit blurry right now. Okay. Uranus will be fully revealed. So I'm going to make a call for you, and I'll just say that you're saying that Uranus will be visually revealed to us. Something like that. Uranus visually revealed to us. That's from Jonathan. Damn, I was able to read for 1 second. For a moment, I experienced sight. Like true sight. And I just want it back. Okay, whatever. MPA Slick, thanks for the 10. I also agree with Mavs at 6. Again, I would love to believe in Mavs at 6. I think on paper the Celtics are just more dangerous, but I just believe that the Mavs have so far always like risen to the occasion. I believe that they can rise to the occasion again. That's what they've been doing this whole playoffs. So like on paper, I think the Celtics kind of got it, but I feel like the Mavs are like, they just have protagonist energy to me right now. So I believe that they can rise to the occasion. Okay, as a longtime Mavs fan and fan of basketball as a whole, if you're a Mavs fan, I do feel like there's some bias. My guy Luka is without a doubt the face of the NBA. I won't say without a doubt, but if he wins this, then he's got a very strong argument. If they win the chip, I'll be sending 250 to the stream in gifted subs. Oh my god, I really fucking hope they win the chip, man. I really fucking hope. I really hope that I'm on board too now. I mean, I've been a Mavs fan. I've been wanting them to win ever since they really started rolling this playoffs. But I now I want them to win even more. I would appreciate that for sure, obviously. Guys, and you guys benefit from this too, because you guys get the gifted memberships too. So we're all Mavs fans here as of right now, for sure. PanPal1058, thanks for the 7. Vegapunk speech talking about Joy Boy's crew over panels of giant robot fighting Elders, hinting to reader it may have been in crew. It just snapped in place again. How do I make it not? How do I make this stay? Don't leave me. I want my eyesight to remain. Nah, it's fading now. It's displacing and getting blurry. Talking about Joy Boy's crew. I think we gotta make a. Nah, I think I'm gonna give it to Work Hue, man. I think this is not distinctly different enough to add it as anything. DeWinks, how do you pronounce this? DeWinks Diagiste, thanks for the 5. The Giant will recognize the Elders and live broadcast them. Oh, so the Elders make it onto the live broadcast? I could see that. I'll say Elders are broadcasted to the world. It's a pre-recorded message, so I don't know if that's really how it's going to work, but I'll throw it down as an option. It's so much easier using Whimsical. This is insane. How come none of you told me about this shit before? I understand it's my responsibility to to have good presentation tools for you all, but you also know that I'm basically have the capability of a child when it comes to technology, possibly worse. I cannot believe that you guys let me just use Microsoft Paint like an idiot for this long. Okay. Dugman11, thank you for the 5. Vegapunk reveals that Imu is Morj's illegitimate child, hellbent on getting revenge for missed child support. So I guess that would make me more than 800 years old, huh? I'm not going to put that on the board, but only because I'm so scared you might be right. Ignorant Weed, thanks a lot. Jinbei and Zoro run into Jupiter and help Cypher Pole agents. Okay, Jinbei and Zoro versus Jupiter. Or at least run into Jupiter. I'll just say Jinbei and Zoro run into Jupiter. The hell is this? What's happening here? Don't worry about that. What is going on? I don't know what I clicked. Okay. What is this? What's happening here? X? Unselect tool. I just want text. What am I doing? You know what? Never mind. At least I could understand Paint. I don't understand this. Jinbei / Zoro run into Jupiter. Malik, thanks for the 5. Morj, go get your glasses. Original prediction, Jinbei would throw the Sunny into the sea. Also, get the stream likes to 200. Thank you. Let's get the stream likes to 200 real quick. It's like almost a sunk cost thing where I'm like so deep into the stream without glasses that I'm just like, what am I gonna go and get glasses now, huh? I can get through it. I don't know. I also don't want to take a pause to go all the way upstairs, take out my contacts, put in glasses. That's going to take like 5 minutes, and you guys would get bored as fuck during that 5 minutes. Let's get the Streamlabs to 200. Prediction: Smoke appears on Egghead to help Straw Hats escape. I love that prediction. I don't believe it'll happen, but I love the idea of it. The hell? Okay, there we go. Smoker appears on Egghead to help. I think that's a little wild. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but I see the dream. I definitely see the possibility. Whoa, that's a crazy prediction from MPA Slick. Iron Giant revealed to be Joy Boy or Joy Boy's armor / replica, basically, and Soul is part of it. MPA Slick. That's very interesting. I don't know if that's possible, but it's a cool idea. Free Mr. Pickle. Thanks a lot for the 7. The Gorosei ordered the Seraphim to attack the robot of Strahd and the rest of the Vegapunks. Okay. Gorosei order Seraphim to attack good guys. Free Mr. Pickle. And thank you very much for your 3rd super ever. I appreciate it. Ubu, thanks a lot. Grand Fleet arrives. Bollywood Dances prize. Grand Fleet arrives. That's from Ubu. I could see that happening. I started to think that wouldn't happen because the Giants are kind of here to bail everybody out, but now I think that the Grand Fleet arriving is more possible. To go, thanks for the 7. What do you think the purpose of Oda writing Shanks and Buggy going after the One Piece? Iron Giant bodies the Gorosei. How do I submit to the Pirate King podcast? To submit to the Pirate King podcast, I'll just answer this first real quick for those who are curious. If you joined as a YouTube member, if you join on Patreon, you'll just see the post on Patreon. If you joined as a YouTube member, go to the community tab. So go to my channel, go to the Morj channel, hit the community tab, and you will see a post asking for submissions for the Pirate King podcast. So just type your question there. You'll see a lot of other people's questions. The significance of Oda writing Shanks and Buggy going after the One Piece. I think that it's supposed to be important for Shanks' story for us to understand that he once probably had that sort of same dream, but then from what Roger told him, he came to the understanding that he just wouldn't be able to chase that dream for certain reasons. Probably similar reasons to why Roger realized that he's not supposed to be the one to be Joy Boy and bring the dawn to the world. So Shanks, I think it's going to be important for Shanks to realize his true role in the grand scheme of things, and that's going to be integral to Shanks' story. So actually, Oda wrote Shanks not wanting to go after the One Piece. I think Buggy going after the One Piece, that's more so to get Cross Guild involved in the action of the story. Iron Giant bodies the Gorosei. Okay, Iron Giant beating up the Gorosei. Let's see. I could see that, because I don't know if Oda would just have the Iron Giant lose right off the bat, right? So I could imagine the Iron Giant does fairly well this chapter. How do I zoom out? Okay. How do I shift? What is this? There we go. Yes, so much space. This is just great. This is beautiful. I love this. Okay, I'm done with this tool. Stop it. Okay, cool. Okay. Sean Easton, thanks for the 5. I think Luffy and Warcury will clash in the next chapter with Conquerors. If someone took that Warcury habit for him, I'm gonna do the first one. I do hope that Luffy and Warcury actually clash, so we can see what the Gorosei's Conqueror's Haki actually looks like in physical clashes. Can they use advanced Conqueror's Haki like that? Brian Grimaldi, thanks a lot. Kizaru sacrifices himself for the Straw Hats. Okay. I don't think that happens next chapter, but I do want that to happen. Dukeman with an actual prediction. Okay. Stussy and Kaku team up to escape together. The Stussy Kaku storyline is just the most random shit to me, but I guess Oda just likes it, so we're rolling with it. To me, I'm just like, where the fuck did this even come from? But, good for Kaku, man. I think everyone likes Kaku. Dick so small, I piss on my balls. Thanks for the 2. Addendum, we see that Fuji and Smoker are together. Okay, I can roll with that. That's more specific. That's more specific. I have to shorten your name for space purposes. Oh, man. Kirby and Hales Jotaro, the Seraphim will be freed and go rogue. Okay, I'm going to say the Seraphim go rogue specifically, because somebody else already had they go free. The Seraphim go rogue. Kirby and Hales Jotaro. And thanks for your 3rd super. Joseph eBay, thanks for the 2. Man marked by flames helps Straw Hat escape. Ooh, that's an interesting one. I haven't heard about the man marked by flames in a minute. And that was from Joseph eBay. Meek, thanks to the 5. Emu face reveal on page 16. I'm calling the exact page. Yeah, I'm that delusional. Also, next chapter, I'm going to be working with TCB as a translator for the first time. Holy shit! Okay, everybody, Whoa. Okay, everybody congratulate Meek. That is huge news. Working with TCB as a translator, so everybody in the chat just, snaps or whatever the fuck emojis for emotes for Meek. Also, Meek, you shouldn't have told that, because now we're going to have a shit ton of questions for you. Questions about translations and shit. Were you the one that actually posted... I think you might have been the one who... Were you the voice of the people last week? Oh, I do have my phone. It just slipped under the couch. Were you the voice of the people last week? Who gave a clarification about Akainu's reaction to things? Let me check. I think you... I might be wrong on that. But somebody gave some clarification regarding, Akainu's stuff last week. So I do think that's good to know. Because now, if you're a translation asset for us, then that's a big deal. We're gonna ask you questions and shit in chat. Also, we'll probably ask you shit like, "Hey, when's the chapter gonna come out?" Stuff like that. So just prepare yourself. Yeah, Meek. Okay, so Meek was the voice of the people from last week, and Meek said, the wording from the translations to Japanese with Akainu are vague, and it's hard to tell whether he's angry that Vegapunk is talking about this info, or if he wants Vegapunk to tell even more about this hidden info and is upset at the world government instead. Guys, the fact that I realized that I do have my phone on me is a huge game changer. Because now I can actually look at the... Oh, it's only at 9%! Fuck. Okay, well, at least it'll come in clutch for a moment, because I can at least look at this to see people's supers at the very least. So that should make life a little bit easier. Should be able to see supers. Hold on. No, wait, you can't. You don't have that on the phone. Or do you? I swear I've used this before. Fuck. Yeah, I might not have that functionality on the phone. Alright, we're back to this. We're back to using this. Let's see. But good shit, Meek. That's good to know. Congrats. ZMP323, thanks a lot for the 5. Lucci tries to stop Stussy and Kaku from escaping with the Straw Hats. Okay. I think I just gotta... This is actually slowly giving me a headache. I think I'm just gonna have to go swap my contacts for glasses right now. Sorry. Let me see if I can get a couple more in here. Let me see if I can do a couple more. Lucius tries to stop Kaku and them from escaping. Okay. I think we got to make a new text thing over here. Oh, it doesn't. Okay, so I guess I got to manually. Okay. All right, so now we got a new section over here. PG24, thanks a lot for being a Yonko tier member for 2 months. Prediction 1, Morj gets up to get glasses. Fuck, I swear I didn't read that right before I said that. Prediction 2, Smoker pulls up to Egghead. Prediction 3, Mavs in 7. Smoker pulling up to Egghead, unfortunately, I think we already have that. Smoker appears on Egghead to help the Strats escape. Here, let me close this out to make it a little bit easier to see. I guess we gotta move here. Let me move us a little bit over so you guys can read this stuff. Here we go. There, okay. So unfortunately, we do already have that. Mavs in 7. If it goes 7, I think the Mavs have a good shot. I think if it's 6 or 7, I think the Mavs have a good shot. Like, I feel like if the Celtics win, it'll either be like 4, 5, or 6. I feel like if the Mavs win, it has to be in like 6 or 7. I think it's just going to be harder for the Mavs. But they can do it. Gerard says Imu dialogue and not just 3 dots. Oh, shit. Imu dialogue is too weak. I think we need a bit more than that. I think we need a bit more than Imu dialogue as a prediction. Modi Yunus, thanks. Dory or Brogy end up wounded badly. I like that. That's interesting. Because I do think that that Luffy and the Giants have been having it like everywhere else, everyone's having trouble and it's kind of like tense, and Luffy and the Giants are having it a little bit easy so far. Oops, other way around. And thanks for your 3rd super. Monkey D Zoro, thanks for the 5. What do you think of Akainu's magma being used to rebuild the continents? Green Bull brought fertile into Wano. That's an interesting idea, but the continents don't need to be rebuilt, right? They just need the sea level to lower. So I don't know if that would be the case. Also, Green Bull, I don't think he changed that much in Wano, just part of it. He helped bring back some fertility naturally. But, yeah, I think that rebuilding the continents is not exactly the goal. Stretch, thanks a lot. Vegapunk reveals that Rox was his mentor. Whoa, that's kind of crazy. That'd be a wild prediction to get right. John678, thanks a lot for the 5. Prediction 1, Vegapunk tells everyone the answer is finding the One Piece. If not specific enough, then prediction 2, Kizaru is holding the transmission snail. Whoa, I'm going to go with your prediction 2. Kizaru is holding the transmission snail. That would be insane. Is there any way I can make this a little bit smaller? Okay. Let me create a new text thing here. Oh, whoops. I just love Whimsical so much. This is so much better. It's insane. So much easier to use. Dukeman11, thanks a lot for the 5. Forgot to include this in the last super. Iron Giant versus Joy Boy's ship. And the spirit is a Cleboterman? Iron Giant? Oh, Iron Giant is the Cleboterman from Joy Boy's ship? Okay, holy shit. That's interesting. Let's just have to make this whole thing smaller. No, this shit should fit. This is fine. This is okay. It's okay. It's all good. Yeah, I'll just move this one a little bit further over. Yeah, no, okay, I can just move this whole thing a bit further over. Here, yeah, let's just do this. Okay. Yeah, that'll be okay. Nolan Nguyen, thanks a lot for the 5. Imu revealed to be a former member of Joba's crew who betrayed him. Holy shit. So Imu's the Judas? Jordy B, thanks a lot. VODs were great to listen to during my marathon. Thank you. You listened to the VODs of this during your marathon of a Morj stream? That's hilarious. I actually always wondered, like, when people actually did their because no, I've had some friends do competitive marathons, but I don't remember did they actually like listen to. I've thought that like most people don't really listen to podcasts or anything. Like you're just locked in. So I didn't realize that people actually listen to VODs or podcasts and stuff during marathons. But I'm happy it helped. I hope it got you a good time. Yeah, we got a man on the inside with Meek. Yeah, it's a big deal. Okay. Hold on. Still catching up. Give me 1 second here. Okay. Oh, Akash Panda is saying, right da winks Diajusta's name. Shit, who put, what was his comment? Thank you very much, Akash Panda. Thanks a lot. What was his name? Oh, what was his comment? Elders are broadcast to the world. I'm guessing it's here, right? Is there anything else that's missing a name? Let me just do a quick check. Linscuff, Marcel Beans, Mr. MF2, Saul, Evil Friend, Yokigota. Yep. We're good. Yeah, it looks like that's the only one that's missing. So I'm sorry about that. Yeah, let's just add that real quick. The Winks Dieu Juste. Dieu-Juste. Okay. Thank you, Kosh Panda. Appreciate it. Sorry to Winks. 00 for Vance, thanks a lot. Looking good, Morj. I like the casting couch. This couch is blue. Leave me alone. Malik's prediction: Jinbei throws Sunny to the sea. Thank you, Kosh Panda. Jinbei throws Sunny to the sea. Did I miss that super? I must have missed that. Okay. Thank you. Well, actually, let me just add to this. Jinbei throws Sunny to the sea. So Jinbei stops being an Amazon worker. Kinda. I guess that is delivering the Sunny to the sea. So that is kind of still Amazon worker activity. Tyler Bird, thanks a lot. Chapter ends with Blackbeard's ships approaching Wano. Ooh, I like that. I covered the super, I forgot to write. Ah, okay, my bad. Felipe Domingos, thanks a lot for the 5. Kizar was the one who warned Vegapunk of the Mother Flame theft. Oh, that would be crazy. I don't view that the stuff of Kizaru and Vegapunk being in cahoots as likely, just based on their dialogue. A lot of the things that they've been saying. But it would be a nice little feel good reveal. So I hope it's the case. I'm gonna have to. Not the cleanest, but it's there. Azure Aether, thanks for your first super ever. Oh, Iron Giant will remember Pete Jupiter as traitor to JB. I actually think that Jupiter. I'll save my thoughts on that. I should get my own predictions in. Let me get my own predictions in. I think we're caught up here mostly. Are his eyes okay? He's squinting, says Edison Ilon. No, so I think I've realized what's happening. I think I realized what's happening because so I have contacts in right now. Usually my contacts, like people who have contacts probably recognize this as well. Sometimes they can take a little bit to like snap in, so it can be a little bit blurry because they're like not quite over the pupil. But for some reason they're really not snapping in so far this stream. And sometimes they do, so then I'm able to see properly for a little bit, but then they stop, so I have to really squint. I've realized I think it's just because I'm the way this is set up right now. It's just the way it's set up is I'm having to like look down and at the chat a lot. Like my eyes have to go downwards to read the chat, so I think that it's hard for my contacts to sort of stay in place. I'm not sure if that's exactly it, but like they keep coming out of place. Maybe it's just time to swap my monthly contacts to the next batch or something. I don't know. But it is what it is. Write Meek's prediction, Emu face reveal on page 16. Did I not write that? Oh, fuck. I was too busy praising Meek. I don't think I wrote his thing. Okay. Thank you, man. Akash Panda is coming in really clutch this stream. Thank you. Everybody in chat say thanks to Akash Panda. Seriously. Sorry, Meek. Also, see one thing. No, I guess all good. How do I? There's like levels. How do I make Akash Panda? I'll see about this next time. But there's like managing moderator and standard moderator, right? So I kind of want to bump. I'm only seeing remove as standard moderator. I'm not seeing add as managing moderator. So maybe that's not a thing anymore. I'll see about that. Maybe you can only have so many managing moderators. I'll see. But yeah, we'll see about that. Definitely you've been coming in super clutch. Growth stonks, thanks a lot. Wait, no, I think I missed something right up above. Let me make sure I got this. No, got that. Okay. The Emerald City will be revealed as the weapon, an advanced version of the Birken Island. What? Witheria? Okay. The Mother Flame originated on the Moon City. Birka. I don't really know how to process this whole thing. Hold on. You're saying the Emerald City is revealed as the weapon, an advanced version of the weather of the Birken. I still just don't understand this. I can't really piece this out. The Emerald City is revealed to be a weapon? I'm just gonna put down the second part of what you said, which is the Mother Flame originated on the Moon City, Birka. I'm just gonna put that down. Sorry, because I don't I don't comprehend the first one. So sorry if I'm missing something with the first sentence, but I'm just gonna put down what I understand. Sorry about that. Mother Flame originated from Moon City, Birka. Vegapunk Growth Stonks also continues on, and thanks for the 5 again. Vegapunk is Oz, the greatest scientist slash wizard. In episode 1089, the weapon above Lucia emitted a green emerald city, like in the anime, before being activated. Okay, I kind of get what you're saying. Okay, so the weapon is Emerald City. I'm not going to put down Vegapunk being Oz, because that sounds more like of a symbolic thing rather than a hard prediction. But I'll put down the rest. The weapon is the Emerald City. I don't trust the anime's colors on stuff, but you never know what the anime knows. Hawkins, thanks a lot. Do you think Oda has ever watched one of your videos? No, definitely not. I think Oda said before that he's watched like some YouTubers or something, but I imagine that they're Japanese YouTubers, you know? Yeah, I think they would be Japanese YouTubers. There's no way Oda's watching like American YouTubers. Okay, I'm gonna do this. From here on, I'm just gonna pull up chat on my phone. Because I think that's easier. The only problem is that my phone is slowly dying. So here we go. Okay, now I can see things. I just don't want it to be too delayed. No, my phone's it's low battery. No, I'm gonna have to look here. Okay. I feel like we got a good roster of predictions here. So now I'm gonna add my predictions. Oh, Stretch says Rocks created Mads with Stussy and gave Vegapunk his name. Rocks created Mads with Stussy? I forgot. Oh yeah, because Stussy. Okay, yeah. That would kind of make sense. Okay, let me throw that in. Rocks created. I don't think it makes sense, but I'm just gonna put it in. I don't know about gave Vegapunk his name. That seems like a lot, so I'm not gonna put that down because it seems like a bit more of a random prediction. Frederic Duvel says, just get your glasses. That's going to be like a 5-minute break. You guys will get bored in 5 minutes, guaranteed. Actually, you know what? No, you won't. Okay, I will get my glasses. There's no point. I'll get my glasses, all right? I don't know why I'm forcing myself to do this. Give me a second. I'll be right back. Alright. Oh, that's so much better. This is so much better. Oh my god. Okay, this. I can see everything. What the hell? I should have just done this so long ago. I can read it from here. I can read everything. Oh my god. I can read everything. Why was I doing that to myself? I think it's because I didn't realize how bad it was. I was like, you know what? Maybe chat's just small. Large Caesar, thanks a lot. Egghead gets Lucius. Oh, yeah, maybe next chapter. I'm surprised nobody put that down just yet. I assume you don't mean, like, actually wiped out, but, like, Imu shoots the weapon. I'll just say that. Weapon fired at Lucius. Oh my god. I'm gonna have a fucking headache. Just recovering from the fucking blurry ass vision now. Oh man, I feel so much better. Let's get the stream likes up for the glasses. For the glasses. For the good sight. Morj evil twin? Yeah, I just swap with somebody else. Let me get in at least one prediction. Alright. My prediction. Let's see. What am I predicting? I feel like next chapter. Like I have generic predictions that I don't think are exciting enough to put up on the board. Like, I think the speech probably ends next chapter. I'm kind of the opinion that, yeah, speech ends. If it ends next chapter or not, I'm not sure. But at the very least, I do think like Gorosei versus the Ancient Robot happens. That's already been put up on the board. What's something original that I think will happen next chapter? Original that happens next chapter. I'll say Zoro fights a Gorosei. Is that too boring? That might be too boring. Like the stream, let's get it to 300. I agree, Wade Turner. Let's like the stream, let's get it to 300. Let's get it to 300 for the glasses. Shit, okay, let me do something a bit more outside the box. Bit more outside the box. I mean, I was actually gonna suggest that maybe the Gorosei. Nah. I'll say. I was fucked. Like, even Luffy clashing with Workery has been taken off the table. Something with York for sure. Oh, I think my dad just got home. I should text him. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Hopefully he got that message. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck happens next chapter. This is hard. This is fucking difficult. Because I don't think anyone significant is showing up. Saturn dies? I don't think so. Dragon shows up? I don't think so. Imu just got home and Morj just texting him? No. No, Ender Anami. What if we get... Okay, I'll do a bold prediction. How about a bold prediction? Imu face reveal. How about that? Bold prediction. Is that already on the board? Reveal of Imu to the outside world. I'm not seeing Imu face reveal here. There we go. Bold prediction. Imu face reveal. I don't actually think it'll happen. I think we'll get the Imu face reveal before next start. So somewhere in the span of the end of Egghead Island or post Egghead Island. Between Egghead Island or post Egghead Island, I do think we will get the Imu face reveal. I just don't know if now is too soon or not. the dugongs show up, the Kung Fu dugongs. Iron Giant has met the Gorsei before. I don't know if Iron Giant has met the... Wait, is Meek... Okay, can everybody ask this real quick? Is Meek here? Where's Meek? Where's Meek? If Meek's here, I'm making Meek a mod so that we're able to contact him more in the future. And ask him shit. Meek, where's Meek? Meek, can you make yourself known? Growth Stunks, thanks a lot. We will see Shanks next chapter. Thank you for the 2. Sorry, I should make the rules more clear here, which is the rules that I was trying to explain at the beginning is that one of the things that I'm not going to be including are, and sorry, Growth Stunks, I think there's been a couple of times that maybe you've been, maybe I haven't added something because of something that I didn't make clear myself earlier, but one of the rules is basically this, which is, how do I say this? No reactions. No character no character reacts predictions is a rule. So like we can't, because if we start doing that, then it's like we see a panel of Dragon, we see a panel of Blackbeard, we see, like, you can just keep throwing those sort of things out, and like one of those will be correct, but it's just not interesting, I think, in terms of predictions, at least in my opinion. So let's leave those out. Sorry if I should have just put this as a clear rule that everybody could see from the get-go. So sorry I didn't do that. But we're not going to do those. Move this thing around a bit more. Okay. Yeah, where's Meek? Meek, show yourself. I would not be surprised, though, if we did see Shanks next chapter. I don't think that's a bad prediction. I think it just falls in the category of things that I don't want to put. Angel, thanks for the 5. Maybe Workery has a weak spirit in his... has a weak spot in his belly like a soft spot in a boar/pig. Pork belly is soft/tender meat. Luffy's mole punch should work. That'd be interesting. That'd be interesting. I just don't know if, I kind of like the idea, though, that, like, Workery can actually be beaten straight up. Like, you know, is Workery so tough that, you know, someone like Zoro or Mihawk can't cut them? You know, like, because weak spots are cool and everything like that, but I also just like the idea that, you know, just, like, you know, just strength of Haki or something should be able to get past those defenses, I would like to think. But maybe Workery does have some sort of weak spot. I could see that. I think in that case, Workery would probably be the first character that we've ever had in One Piece where, like, you straight up can't get past their durability with, like, force or technique, and you actually need to just take advantage of their weaknesses. New X7, thank you for the 10. With what Zoldan said, Uranus in Elbaf with the Giants and Loki and Giants Royal Family. Uranus is in Elbaf with the Giants and Loki and Giants Royal Family. Imu has Pluton, and it's a flying battleship. Okay, this would make sense if it's a flying battleship. Built in Water 7, used in East Lobby. And Wano has a copy. Or there's a fourth secret ancient weapon. Interesting. So final ancient weapon being an Elbaf? That would be crazy. Especially because I think Oda's being like a little bit like coy with revealing that it just is Uranus. He's pretty much all but said that, you know, he said it's an ancient weapon most likely. Like, he had the revolutionaries speculate on that. He said that there's 3 ancient weapons. We seem to know what all the ancient weapons are. That's an interesting possibility. That it actually is just Pluton. And that the real Uranus is in Elbaf. My prediction is Meeks. Oh shit, Emu face reveal page 16. I'm sorry, Meek. Holy shit, fuck. Let me do something else. I'm sorry. I didn't realize. Because I thought it was already on the board, but I wasn't seeing it. But I had another question for Meek, which was because people started talking about Meek, and I assumed that people wanted to ask Meek more questions, and I have more questions for Meek. Specifically, Meek's here. So first of all, I'm going to make you a mod. Second of all, I've got a question for you, which is, so this is where you do standard moderator or managing moderator. So I'm going to make you a standard moderator. Here's what I'm going to do. Where's Akash Panda? Because now I think I know how to do it, right? So if I can... Let me do this. Where's Akash Panda at? Okay, Akash Panda, I'm going to remove you as standard moderator, but it's in order to then make you a managing moderator. There we go. Okay, and that should be higher, right? Okay, cool. All right, there we go. All justice has been served. Okay, my bad. So then I need another prediction myself. Meek, the question that I had is, what days are chapters coming out nowadays? Are they going to come out Thursdays or Fridays? What days are they supposed to come out? Because that's like a big, that's my big question. Hassam Hashmi, thanks for the 5. I predict the truth of the O'Hara genocide will be revealed to the rest of the world. Also, I'm new to ball, so why does everyone hate the Celtics so much? It's a variety of reasons. I've tried to explain to non-basketball fans. It's a large variety of reasons. I could give like a very short explanation here real quick. Let me say, truth of O'Hara genocide will be revealed to the world. Truth of O'Hara genocide revealed. Hussam Hashmi. Thanks, Hussam. There's two factors. One is, sorry, misspelled. And I still need to do my prediction. Two factors. One is, there's historical context, and then there's modern day context. Historical context is that generally a lot of people don't like Boston because the city has a reputation for being somewhat racist and like being kind of abusive to other cities' players and like doing lots of racially abusive sort of language. So it's like a hostile type of environment and crowd, so a lot of people don't like that, but that's a small factor. Then number two, the Celtics have won the most championships in NBA history, but most of their championships were like in the fucking 1950s or some shit. So like it's this weird situation where Celtics fans are very proud of their franchise for having the most wins, but then if you look at like the modern NBA era, so like in the 21st century they've only won one, but like they act like they've just been the most dominant franchise in history. And it's like technically true, but like since the 1980s, like in the last 40 years, they've won 4. Less than 4, I think, at this point. Like they won 2 or 3 in the last 40 years. If you go back to 1984, when Larry Bird win his first, I don't know, like you know what I mean? Like they've won like close to 20, but if you really look at it, it's not that they haven't been dominant for like decades at this point, right? So that's the historical stuff, right? That's the general stuff, reputation of Boston, plus kind of Celtics fans think that they're this really dominant franchise, and it's like, dude, like, if you look at the Plumbers era, then sure, right? So that's one, but that's not a big deal, right? That's just most people don't really think about that with Boston, but it's like an underlying foundation to kind of make people already kind of not like him. But then the bigger stuff is that Boston has been this franchise since 2017. They have been consistently been making the Eastern Conference Finals or the Finals, right? So they keep sort of getting there, and like there's just a sort of, but like not quite doing it, and they are prone to sort of mental collapses or just like getting really, really hyped up, like this is going to be their year, and then they just like fucking fumble the ball or something like that, or they just don't get their shit together, or there's just some problems or some weird bad habits that the team has, and just things don't quite click. So when you're in the with the NBA at the very least, when you're kind of in the dance for like that long, and like there's this cycle of like, oh cool, there's this fast rising new young team with like a lot of talent. This is exciting to see where it goes. That was Boston in 2018, and then circa 2020, it's like, okay, now's around the time like Boston should probably start getting it together. And then you're like 2022, they get to the NBA Finals. It's like, okay, good run to the finals. That's a good breakthrough for them. They completely fucking collapsed and embarrassed themselves, but they'll still be back in it. And then you're like hitting 2023. It's like, what the fuck? Like, they fucked it up again, just even worse than last year. You're supposed to be better than last year, but you're even worse. And now it's 2024, and like people are kind of like tapping their watches and being like, You guys have every advantage. You have like the best GM in the league. You have like the most stacked roster. You've been doing the same shit and running the same sort of core back over and over and over with the same results, and just like falling apart, or like there's just something weirdly inconsistent or unreliable about the Celtics that makes a lot of people feel like they're fraudulent despite on paper being extremely dominant and extremely talented. And just NBA fans and sports fans don't like that sense that like a team that seems somewhat fraudulent in actual, like that seems fraudulent or like pretenders basically, or like not as good as they should be, is still able to have like enough success and talent that they're able to kind of just brute force their way to the finals, even if it feels like they don't really deserve the level of like it's one of those where it's like a lot of people feel like on paper they're just so ridiculously stacked, but then in actuality they're like they fumble the level of talent. They fumble with the level of talent that they have and stuff. So like people kind of just don't respect the way that the Boston Celtics operate, and how they're kind of able to get away with sloppy play and stuff like that in a lot of ways that other teams wouldn't be able to get away with because of various factors. Like they're in a weak Eastern Conference. They got lucky because every other good team was injured, right? People don't like Tatum and Brown because they think that they're overrated, and they just get by because they have a fucking stacked super team in a really good situation. There's a lot of factors. Whoops. It's kind of a little bit like, you remember when like Akainu was like hating on Whitebeard and the Whitebeard Pirates? He's like, look, I respected Roger because he became Pirate King and shit, but like you fucking Whitebeard Pirates, you've been around forever and like sailing the seas for so long, and like you never found the One Piece and never became Pirate King and all that shit. Like you guys are fucking frauds. He was talking mostly about Whitebeard the captain, but just apply that same logic to the Celtics, and you kind of understand why a lot of people hate the Celtics. Am I missing anything before this? Okay. New X7, thanks for the 5. Would explain why Big Mom wanted Lola to marry Loki so much to obtain Uranus. Also, Dragon's Goofy / Monkey D gag will be making dad jokes and win puns. I don't know if Dragon's going to be a gag guy. Like, I don't know if he's going to have gags associated with him. Like, certain characters just don't. Like, I don't think Akainu's ever going to have that. Yeah, I just don't know. Like, Whitebeard never had that sort of gag thing. I don't think Dragon's gonna have that necessarily. I think Dragon's written to be different from Luffy and Garp, from what it seems like. Yeah, and it would make sense to get a Uranus. I was interested that Kaido and Big Mom seemed to be acutely aware of the ancient weapons, despite their existence being very hidden. Like, it was kind of crazy. Like, Dragon was even confused about the existence of ancient weapons, whereas Kaido and Big Mom were just like, yeah, they exist, and we're gonna go out and find them. JWP, thanks for the 5. Jason Tatum is a lame superstar, honestly, zero aura. That's another reason. Like, people dislike Jason Tatum for a variety of reasons. He has no aura. Like, he's kind of just weirdly passive in a lot of ways. He's just flawed in certain ways, but clearly very talented, but also flawed and inconsistent. It also just gets worse every year that they fail. Yeah, it's just like they're so primed for success, it's almost like unfair how primed they are for success, and like lots of teams just feel jealousy at how good the Boston Celtics situation is, and then it's like, man, but then you go and lose to the fucking like G League Heat, like last year when you're supposed to be this unbeatable juggernaut, you know, like they just do shit like that. Nilo09, thanks a lot. Hey Morj, you should check out Sora's theory on the ancient weapons. Noticed it was mentioned earlier in the stream. The theory kind of makes sense. I don't know. People have been talking about it. It still seems hazy to me, but yeah, I might check it out. I don't know. I'll be honest. I really have not checked out other people's One Piece's theories in a long time. I prefer to just keep my own thoughts separate. The last big One Piece theory that I watched was like Hidden Islands theory about like the music of Marie and everything, and I thought that was phenomenal. So I believe definitely that other people have phenomenal theories out there. I understand that. It's just once I start watching some people's theories, I'll probably want to keep watching others and stuff, and I'd rather just not fall down that YouTube rabbit hole, and also want to keep my own ideas to myself, you know? Rico Suave, thanks for the 20. Great name. The Gorosei are also ancient weapons. Each of the ancient weapons controls a different ancient species in the One Piece world. What? Poseidon, the Sea Kings, as Uranus elephants. Oh, so Momonosuke would be Uranus. The Gorosei happen to possess ones that are extinct. So I don't agree with your I don't agree with that theory, but it is an interesting idea that the Gorosei might be ancient weapons, simply because the Gorosei follow the same naming structure of the other ancient weapons, right? Like um, Uranus, Pluto, right? Poseidon being basically Neptune, right? And then you look at the other ancient weapons, like they're all named after planets and celestial bodies. So the Gorosei, Mars, Mercury, Venus, Juno, stuff like that. It would make sense. And Imu having 5 ancient weapons, the Gorosei, that'd be pretty cool. I would say I think in that case the Gorosei might be a little bit underwhelming for ancient weapons. Like the idea is that one ancient weapon would allow you to like have a good shot at fucking up most of the planet, Whereas, like, I don't view Saturn as, like, that level of strong. Like, Mercury's his own story, but I don't think each of the Gorosei are at that level, Like, Jupiter's not that big of a deal. Clyde says people don't like Jason Tatum because they're not attracted to him. Shit is hilarious. I do get that, like, some people have the commentary that, like, oh, aura just means you think that, like, aura is just people saying, like, whether this person's good looking or not. But I don't think that's what aura is. Like, there's some ugly ass like NBA players that have a lot of aura. Like, aura is different. Like, I don't know where this sort of narrative came from. Aura is just like the energy. Like, there's just like, how to explain this? Like Jason Tatum's just like this kind of like there's just nothing sort of remarkable, but like it's also like the way that you carry yourself and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like it's just and the way you carry yourself, the energy that you exude. That's a thing. I think it just is. Jason Tatum just comes across as this like this kind of passive ass dude. I don't know. It's just the way that's his aura. His aura seems like a passive ass person, and that's kind of the way he plays too. I don't know. Trying to think. What NBA player right now has the most aura? I feel like Luka Doncic has the most aura right. Nah. It's hard to say. I don't know. I also think aura discussions are kind of stupid. But I can point out and be like, well, that player feels like he has no aura. That's all I gotta say. Meek's reply. Thanks, Akash Panda. Right now, still new to TCB's system, but they're mostly EU people, so they work like Wednesday to midnight to Thursday morning to release around then. I don't think it's ever been a super rigid schedule. Oh shit! So we can expect Thursday releases to be more common again? Man, I was getting used to the Friday releases. I was kind of enjoying those, to be honest. But that's good to know. Thank you, Meek. Appreciate it. Zach Omar, thanks for the 5. Yo, remember when Beige got picked up by UFO in chapter 594? What do you think that was? I kind of think that was just wacky ass Grand Line shit. I don't read too much into that as being like some sort of big ass reveal that we're supposed to be aware of. Because it just didn't come up again. I don't know. Wacky ass Grand Line shit. I don't know. Gerard, thanks for the 5. Celtics versus Golden State Warriors. Tatum had 2 points in the first half, and they were up by 22. Yeah, I think that's like the biggest reason. It's just that, like, how to explain? Jason Tatum, like, in general, if you don't follow the NBA, most stars or superstar type players, their path to winning their first final, their first championship, etc., breaking through, it involves like a lot of struggle, and the struggle is usually them like first they're able to show their talent in some way, then a team is slowly forming and building around them, and they're getting better and better. And like it's kind of a process of like the right pieces getting together, right? Like you don't just have a superstar, like a team of superstars just handed to you right off the bat from like your rookie year. I'm not saying that's what Tatum had, but like if you look at like Luka Doncic or you look at like SGA or Anthony Edwards, right? Like these are all young up and coming players. where like you could see their star potential very early on, and now the question is like, okay, how do you build the perfect team around SGA? Like, how do you keep improving on the Thunder's roster to like give him like to get him closer and closer to winning a championship, right? Like Nikola Jokic, he really had his breakout year in 2020. In terms of like, oh damn, this guy is going to be close to an MVP. He's like, then he started winning his MVPs and stuff. But at the time, he had a bad team. Like, he had a terrible situation, so he couldn't really make it far in the playoffs. Then finally, they're able to, like, his teammates get healthier. The Nuggets are able to make the right moves. They're able to surround their superstar with the right pieces that Jokic needs. And as soon as they do, he wins a championship. Giannis, same thing. Like, it took some time for them to build that Bucks team to shore up Giannis's weaknesses, play to his strengths, etc. And like he'd been close, like 2019 MVP, 2020 MVP, like, but they're falling short in the playoffs. And then finally, like all the pieces are clicking. They got the team together. He wins it in 2021. Most people are just used to seeing their star like have to go through the struggles, the trials and tribulations, and not just having everything handed to them on a silver platter from the beginning. Like fucking LeBron James, he was in Cleveland for so long, he had nothing. He had to get to the finals by himself on those 2007 Cavs. Jason Tatum's story is the opposite, in that from the get-go, he was drafted to a team that was good enough to make the Eastern Conference Finals his first year, with them missing their best player, Kyrie Irving, right? And obviously Tatum's a part of that success, but it's not like he was a driving force. It's just from the get-go, he was on a super talented team. And it's been like every single year, or most years, not every single year, but especially in recent years, like 2023, 2022, 2021, etc. Like, even not 21 because he had injured teammates, but like just in general, like the Celtics have been a really, really, really good roster for Tatum from the get-go, right? Like, he hasn't had to do the work of like the playoff success that the Celtics have not been because of Jason Tatum. It's just like he happens to be the best player on a team that's having a lot of playoff success from a young age, right? Whereas for other up-and-coming superstars, it's like they're taking franchises that didn't used to have playoff success and wouldn't have playoff success without them, and making big strides by putting their teams on their back. And then over time, their teams have to get better around them for them to be able to be championship contenders, right? But like that's Luka's story, Jokic's story, etc. Like they're not drafted into amazing situations. They are the reason that they had the playoff success they do. Whereas with Jason Tatum, he's racked up a ton of playoff success, but it's thanks to the fact that he's been in an amazing situation that's primed from playoff success from the beginning. So a lot of Jason Tatum hate is because he's gotten all of these results that people wish that their stars, their favorite players, their teams could have. And you can tell that Tatum's not as good as like these other superstar players. But he's just had more playoff success because he's been gifted this beautiful, perfect situation from the get-go, right? If you took any other superstar that's like your favorite superstar player and gave them an equivalent level of talent around them that Jason Tatum has, your team would win the championship if you gave them equivalent level talent, which is basically a team of like all-stars or all NBA players, basically from top to bottom. So that's why there's a lot of dislike for Tatum, which is like he's been gifted a silver spoon in his mouth, right? And he still hasn't won a championship. So it's just like it's just frustrating if you're a fan of a different team, that you feel like your star player is better than Tatum, but is not going to have the same success as Tatum because Tatum gets this golden scenario. That being said, it's gotten almost too far where it's like Tatum's probably started getting underrated in terms of how good he actually is. It's a weird scenario. Gerard, thanks for the 5. No, we covered this. Meek, thanks for the 5. If you could add a new team to the NBA, what city plus what would you call them? I.e. Seattle Supersonics. I would... Fuck. I'm gonna not say the city that I live in, because you guys don't need to know that. Right now I'm in Maryland. Currently in Maryland, but that's not where I usually live. Like, I moved to a new place in the last few years. So, I'll say a different city. I would love... I think it'd be cool if... first of all, I don't like the fact that some cities have multiple NBA teams. I get that there's a market for it, but I just think it's lame. Like, I think it's lame that there's like the Brooklyn Nets and then the New York Knicks. I think that it's lame that there's the LA Lakers and the LA Clippers. I just think that shit's lame. Like, it just takes away from the idea of what it means to represent that city. I also think I won't go off on that whole tangent, but I don't see why Seattle can't have a team. I think it'd be cool for Seattle to have a team. Seattle's like a major American city. It's one of the most popular American cities, like notable American cities, let's say. I think that they should. I don't know why. I don't fully understand how things worked out and why they don't have an NBA franchise now. What would I call them? I'm not a great names person in that sort of regard. I don't know. I don't know. I would call them. I think Supersonics is lame. If it's in Seattle, I would name them. How about the Rain? Is the Rain cool? Because I've always liked the title Shuri of the Rain. Seattle's a rainy city. How about the Seattle Rain? Is that cool? Is that lame? I mean, places are called the Thunder or the Heat. I think the Seattle Rain would be cool. The latecomers, that'd be funny. Seattle Rain would be cool. Okay, to put Jason Tatum in NBA in One Piece terms, because somebody was bringing that up. Jason Tatum's first commander level. Jason Tatum, in my opinion, yeah, I think he's like a phenomenal first commander level player. Like, I feel like he's like a Katakuri type individual. Like, Katakuri seemed, I don't know. He's like a great first commander level player that, like, it's kind of like that feeling when you, like, open up the... when you open up... You know how we felt when we got that One Piece chapter where it's like, here are the new bounties or whatever, and it's like, Luffy, 3 billion berry, and then it's like, Kid, 3 billion berry, Law, 3 billion berry, and you're just like... Okay, I get that, like, on paper, they all technically did the same thing of, like, helping take down, like, Yonkos or whatever, but, like, these pirates are not on the same level, you know? Like, Kid and Luffy should not be in the same phrase, or, like, there shouldn't be a debate, like, which, you know what I mean? Like, it's, like, Tatum is, like, a very high-level first commander level character, or maybe even higher or something like that, that's being put amongst Yonko status, or even being argued for, like, being Pirate King, which people don't like. Why? Just because he has a really stacked crew. A more stacked crew than other characters. So, think about that. Kid's not a good example because Kid doesn't have a stacked crew, but I'm saying just imagine. Just imagine that's the case. You guys like the Rain? Yeah? Goomba Boomba, thanks for a Yonko tier member for 20 months. My prediction, the Iron Giant self-destructs law. Once the speech ends/interrupted, that shit just straight up goes kaboom. That's funny. I'm going to put that down. Iron Giant just blows up. Iron Giant self-destructs. Goomba Boomba. That'd be hilarious. Seattle Morjies. Kid is corny like Tatum. All right, guys. We might call the stream in the next 5 minutes or so. John678, thanks for the 5. You're not homophobic? Question mark. Name 3 gay NBA players right now. Okay. I was literally about to name 3 that I would. I would think are probably at least like. There's some videos of like the Oklahoma City Thunder like riding the games in each other's laps. Like you got like there's videos out there. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I'm just saying like if I had to like take some guesses, I would probably guess the Thunder have like at least 3. But we're not gonna do this. Also, Tatum is king, not Katakuri. Celtics are beast pirates. Most consistent Celtics are most consistent SF right now. What does SF mean? Oh, most consistent small forward right now. No, I don't think Tatum's even consistent is the problem. I just don't think he's consistent. I think that's my bigger issue with him, which is I think he's really up and down. You know what's fucked up? I think this is just my love for LeBron James. Like, he's just been my favorite player forever. I think I legitimately still think I would rather have... I'll say this. I still think that LeBron James is... I get that you're supposed to put Tatum at like at least number 6 or something in the world or something. I would rather have LeBron James. I'd say this. On that Celtics team, if I took LeBron James as he is right now and swapped him with Jason Tatum, I think that Celtics team is I would almost guarantee that they win the championship this year. Just because that Celtics team is so ridiculously stacked. If you gave LeBron that team, not that LeBron's like better than Luka or whatever, right? But it's more so just, I think if I took out Jason Tatum, put in LeBron on that team, one that like LeBron doesn't have to do that much for that team, right? But he's the perfect like go-to guy to make things click when you need things to click, the playoff experience, etc. I think LeBron would be better than Jason Tatum on that Celtics team. I still think LeBron is a better player than Tatum when it comes down to it, personally. I understand that's like maybe blasphemous to a lot of people, and maybe I'm overrating LeBron, but I just think the Lakers fucking suck right now. And I think that LeBron in isolation as an NBA player is still like not top 5 anymore necessarily, but like if you put him in the finals with that team in a 7-game series, yeah, I would take the LeBron James led Celtics just because that team is already so talented. I think that they'd be better than Jason Tatum on that team, personally. Is that crazy? I don't know. Is that just me being like a LeBron fan? I don't know. PG24, thanks for the 2. Seattle Storm is way cooler. I do agree, and it's got the alliteration. Seattle Storm. I think it's kind of close to the Thunder, but I get it. I think I like the Rain a little bit just because it's like a little less like sometimes like I think the Lakers are a cool name, but what even are like the Lakers aren't inherently like a badass name in terms of how it sounds like, but and the Rain isn't badass in terms of how it sounds like Storm, but there's just something about like the idea of like I don't know. Yeah, maybe the Storm is cooler. Maybe Storm is just cooler. You might be right. Flip Stan Chui says thoughts on Jokic. I still think Jokic is the best player in the world. I think they did run into a matchup that is really, really close to just being the perfect matchup to beat. Like, I think there's a few... I still think I would probably think he's the best player in the world. I just view something about his game overall as being a bit more consistent than Luka Doncic's. From the I don't claim to be like a basketball analyst expert, but I do watch a lot of analytical content. Some stuff that I've been seeing is that Jokic's jump shooting has clearly regressed a bit from what it was last year, right? And that's a factor in terms of just overall his effectiveness. So he can still he was still amazing overall in that Timberwolves series. Like he was definitely not the reason that they lost. You could never say that. But small things like there were so many big centers that he had to go up against. Like Rudy Gobert was actually the easiest one for him to body regularly, but like having to do that against Kat and then Naz Reid and stuff, like if Jokic's jump shooting was as good or consistent as it was last year, he would have had less troubles. So he's regressed a little bit, it seems, at least in that department. I still think there's something a bit more consistent to me about Jokic. I also think that Jamal Murray is generally actually a very inconsistent player, and it's not... I think it's more so the fact that he plays with Jokic that elevates, gives him the free... I think that if Jokic had a number 2, I don't actually view Jamal Murray as a legitimate number 2. I just think that legitimately, Jokic is that damn good that Jamal Murray has the freedom to be as inconsistent and get on hot streaks when he does and stuff like that. I think if you gave Jokic a better, more consistent number 2, things would be different. Jamal Murray was ass the first couple games of against the Timberwolves. He was asked the entire series against the Lakers outside of game winners. So I feel like it's not fair to just be Jokic, Jokic doesn't have a Kyrie. He has Jamal Murray, who's basically a knockoff version, in my opinion, of some of these classic, like, actual number 2 guys in the NBA. Like, but Jamal Murray can look like a great number 2 because he's playing with the best player in the world. You know what I mean? I personally think when I'm watching Luka and Kyrie, I genuinely think that there are moments where it's like Luka just doesn't have it going and can't quite get it going, and so Kyrie has to take over, right? Whereas when I watch Jokic and Murray, I'm always like, okay, when it comes down to it, Jokic is always going to be able to play at a certain level, no matter what. Like, when he's giving the ball to Murray and, like, Murray's taking over, it's to get Murray going, and so that Jokic doesn't have to do everything. Does that make sense? But I'm never like, okay, Jokic is getting shut down and just struggling, therefore Murray has to be the one to pick it up. Does that make sense? Whereas there are times with Luka and Kyrie, I'm like, Luka seems to get the luxury that there are times when he's just struggling, not able to get anything going offensively, and therefore Kyrie has to take over. I don't get that sense with Jokic Murray. So I do think Jokic I still view him as slightly more reliable personally than Luka. I think Jokic just doesn't have actually as good a team as people think. I just think that he's that good of a player that it's felt that way. I think if you gave him a different number 2, that's a bit more reliable in that regard than Jamal Murray, then things might be different. Like, they lost the first 2 games of that series to the Timberwolves, largely because Jamal Murray was just terrible. Not even like a start. Like, he was one of the biggest. Like, he was playing at like an all-time terrible playoff performance level. Like, it was statistically one of the worst levels of like playoff performance ever. Right? If you have a number 2 that plays slightly better either one of those games, then maybe the series goes differently. So I don't know. I'm not downplaying Murray. I just don't think that. I don't think that. I mean, I guess I am downplaying Jamal Murray. I just don't think that he's that consistent of a player. I just don't. I don't think he's as good as what I view as like actually consistent like number 2 players. You know what I mean? Like if you just look across the board, like I don't think Jamal Murray's as good as Anthony Davis. You know, like I don't think Jamal Murray's as good as like Kyrie Irving. I think just other top players have better number 2s than what Jokic does. I legitimately just think that Jokic is that good of a player. Like, he's so consistent and so good at just generally making everybody around him a lot better that it really gives, because he's also so consistent, it really gives Murray the freedom to be streaky in some moments or like be on a real heater in other moments, stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. That's my thought. I don't think Jamal Murray's better than Anthony Edwards. I'm surprised that's a take. I think just watching their series against each other, I definitely don't think that's the case. Jamal Murray was hurt. If he wasn't hurt, the Nuggets easily go to the finals. That's possible. That's possible. I don't know. I think either way, whether it's Jamal Murray being very injured or Jamal Murray just not being consistently good, I still think if Jokic had a better number 2 this playoffs, right, whether that's a healthy Murray or whether I'm right and Murray's just inconsistent, whatever, if you just gave Jokic a better number, like if you gave Jokic Kyrie, I think Jokic beats the Timberwolves. I think Jokic would, like, you know what I mean? Like, if you gave Jokic the same exact player that Luka has, who's honestly a very similar player to Jamal Murray, just better, yeah, I think that across the board, I'd be like, okay, Jokic is, like, that team's going to beat the Timberwolves. That team's going to get to the finals. And I would take a Jokic, like, for me, I'm looking at Celtics, Mavs, so I'm kind of like, I'm leaning Celtics in my head. I hope Mavs win. I'm rooting for the Mavs. But if you swapped and were like Denver Nuggets and Jokic had Kyrie going against the Celtics, I'd be like, that's a fucking wrap. The Nuggets are beating the Celtics, right? So I still put Jokic a bit above Luka just because of the consistency. I feel like it's a bit higher with Jokic. He is a little less good as a jump shooter now than he was last year, but maybe he can pick that up again next year. But let's see what Luka does in the finals, because Luka might make me change my mind. Like, these things change series to series. Yeah, these things just change because like Luka didn't play amazing against the Thunder, but then he really showed out against the Timberwolves. So that made me start like the Timberwolves series when I started to think like Luka might be the best player in the world. If he does something like that again in the finals, I might just be like, yeah, Luka's just ascended and become the best player in the world. The last thing I'll say is that I feel like Luka has just been ascending over the course of these playoffs, which is a big deal because you're looking at a player that's like just getting better at handling these situations and figuring it out, and you're trying to compare it to a player who already probably hit his prime with Jokic, right? So it's like, maybe right now I have Jokic a bit ahead of Luka, but by the end of the finals, like Luka might just be playing in a way that's so mentally tough, so like certain in these moments, and like hitting some crazy ass clutch shots and stuff. I'd be like, okay, like no, he's just pieced it all together and he's hit his full potential and he's passed up Jokic. So it's hard to say in these moments, right? You just gotta wait and see. All right, guys. Right as I was about to say, I was wrapping stream. Hamuda XP, thank you for joining the Yonko. I really, really appreciate it. I hope you look forward to this the weekly podcast. You get access to all of them. Also, if you would like to join the Pirate King tier and submit your question for me to answer in depth for the podcast that I'll be recording tomorrow, you can upgrade to Pirate King tier if you so choose. It'll be a long ass hour plus long podcast that will come out for you Wednesday, where I answer everybody's questions very in depth. Orlando, speak of the devil, Orlando Gattuno, who is a Pirate King member and has been for 4 months. Thank you very much. Do you think that the moment that the dawn of the world finally comes will be at the dawn of the day? And why do you always mention Luffy's mom whenever we talk about the dawn? I don't mention Luffy's mom whenever we talk about the dawn. Hug from Portugal. I don't think I almost ever mention Luffy's mom. Am I confused? I don't think I mentioned Luffy's mom usually. So that's... I'm not sure what you mean by that. Unless I'm having like some crazy memory loss right now. But I do think that like the dawn coming like at the dawn of the day would make a lot of sense. Because you look at like Luffy defeating Moria, that came with the dawn. Luffy defeating Enel didn't come literally with the dawn. But like I think that there will be some visual element. Like darkness being like... dispersed and light coming through and the feeling of like the sun, right? It's just too visually important to not have, I think, at the end of the day. It would be kind of ridiculous if we don't have that. All right, guys. I think I'm going to call it here. Thank you all for tuning in, seriously. We've got a shit ton of predictions for chapter 1117. Other good news, we also got an Inside Man now with Meek, so we'll have updates on the chapters as we go. And yeah, good stuff. So we've got whoever got their prediction correct, or if multiple people got their predictions correct, then just you'll be shouted out at the end of in next week's chapter review. Just as a reminder, some people's predictions are variations of other people's predictions, so don't be too upset if yours ends up not being, like, if you were too specific or somebody else was more specific than you, then, like, there's going to be some picking and choosing as to who gets shouted out. But I'm sure we'll get some predictions correct. Last week we only got one Jing Freak, so let's see if we can beat that this time around. And yeah, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Next time we'll be back at my usual setup. And I will talk to you all later. Peace.